Mark showed Tina his love for the first time. But before he could finish his sentence, he was forcibly interrupted by Tina because she knew there was an impenetrable wall between them. Unbeknownst to her, the seeds of Mark's love had been planted the day they met. Thinking back to the first time they met under the cherry blossom tree swaying with pink and white petals, Mark caught a glimpse of the girl's pure smile. She was holding a flower in her hand and letting the petals fall. This beautiful moment was engraved in Mark's mind and became a bond of longing. That day, the class was going to rearrange the seats, but when it was Tina's turn to draw lots, there were complaints from all the students. No one wanted to sit next to this asshole, but at that moment, Mark gave up his chance to sit next to the girl out of the favor of the boy god. The others instantly changed their attitude and sat around Tina, although it was the first time she felt the enthusiasm of her classmates. But Tina's heart felt doubly uncomfortable. It wasn't out of disgust, but from the bottom of her heart. But she could only suppress the tears that were about to well up on her face with a pained expression. Then they took Tina to dinner. She was always more nervous when she was happy. Others were already halfway through the meal, but she was still trying to contain her emotions. The classmates all smiled at Tina's adorable expression. It was at this moment that their prejudice against this stern-faced girl was completely cast aside. After the meal, everyone left. But Mark chose the opposite direction to take Tina home. But the girls kept their distance from him on the way. The awkwardness continued until Tina returned home. The smile that appeared on her face showed that Tina was opening up. And in the years to come, she became active in the class sports program. She made friends for the first time, but she kept her distance from Mark because there was always a lot of pretty girls approaching Mark to learn from him, and Tina could only take the opportunity to leave quietly. But what she didn't know was that Mark's eyes were never on the pretty girls, but on Tina, who was staring silently out the window. The pretty girl noticed Mark's gaze and was secretly jealous of Tina's presence. So in order to get back her beloved he said the word in the class that since Tina had made friends with Mark and the others, their reputation at school was getting worse and worse. Tina had to stay away from her friends, so she wouldn't drag them down with her. Maybe she wasn't meant to be surrounded by relationships that are associated with beauty, or maybe she was meant to be alone.